Hi friends, and welcome back to Country Legacy. Today I'm going to take you along and show you what is going well and what is not, the things that are blooming and the things that are about ready to harvest. So follow along. This year's been a little bit of a challenge trying to keep up with all of the gardening tasks. You will see many areas that needed a lot more attention, as well as the bugs that are trying to take over, the high humidity, and multiple other things that have plagued my garden this year. This year has proven to be way busier than what I had wanted it to be. I thought this year was going to be the year to slow down, but we do have long-term rentals and there was a lot of turnovers this year. And with that comes remodels. So unfortunately, things got a little bit crazy and I wound up getting way behind in my garden. So I'll start out by showing you something that is working, and that is our tomatoes. They're doing pretty well. Some of them I still need to trim up the bottoms on, but regardless of that, they are still doing well and they are starting to ripen. I have a nice tomato coming on right there that's getting close to ready to pick. These are all Roma tomatoes, all the way down until the end. And I'll show you down there the other varieties that I have. So I have all of my tomatoes growing here on the cattle panels. I have a few petunias. I actually have more that was not doing so good, so I need to prune them and see if I can bring them back. And these marigolds are being show-offs. They are looking so good. And then in the middle beds, I have peppers of different types, mostly bell peppers in various colors. And then over here is my lettuce bed. This poor lettuce got away on me. I am going to pull them all out and I'm going to plant probably a third of the bed and then do it along and along so that I don't have so much lettuce all at one time so that it doesn't get away on me. I do have some peppers growing down here that actually could be picked, but I'm going to give them a little bit longer. And some of these are supposed to be colored and I usually have to wait for them to turn. So we'll see if they are a color. Some of my peppers had issues this year. You can see down here some signs of that, but it seems to be correcting itself and they seem to be healthier now. So I'm thankful for that because I really haven't had much time to focus on that. So down here I have a beef master there and right here. And I did plant a San Marzano tomato here. You can kind of see the tomatoes on that. And it's very similar to Roma, but according to Italians, that is the very best tomato to can for pasta sauce. I tried it one year and they did not do good. So I'm hoping this year, so far they're looking good. I'm hoping this year to have a good crop and try them. You never know, that may become my new favorite. But right now, Romas have been. And this huge bush with the little bitty tomatoes on it are the Sweet 100s. And you can see that they are already ready to eat. Several of them are. And I'm not a huge fan of just eating a tomato out of the garden, but let me tell you what, I have ate these and they are very good. So I may just plant these again next year. Let me know if you've tried the San Marzano, and if you have, what are your thoughts on it? I have had some tomato worms on the tomato plants, but so far I've only found 2. So that's pretty good. And I have a little bit of blight. You can see here on this tomato, I need to trim these off. I haven't got down this far, but so far it's not taking over the plant, and hopefully it won't. And here's the cucumbers. They are sad. We have had high humidity, and because of that, I'm having a fungal issue and I need to get a copper spray on it, but I really think these ones are too far gone. I think I'm going to have to pull them. But I have some fresh eating cucumbers here, and they are not in too bad a shape. So if I get these sprayed soon, they should be okay. The copper spray will usually stop that. I want to show you these zinnias over here. There's 3 of them that are planted together, and I just think that they're so pretty. I think that I planted 3 different colors all in one hole, But I think it's so pretty. It's like a rainbow almost. I have several other flowers that are planted along here, and I had a lot of dill that came up on its own. My squash is not doing good. The squash bugs got to it, and I haven't had time to get down here and kill them. Normally I can stay on all that stuff, but not this year. I have one zucchini plant left. A vine borer got a hold of all of the other zucchini and killed them. So I'm hoping this one makes it. That'll be enough. That's why I always plant multiples just in case. I'll show you the eggs on here. And normally I get them all pulled off and squished. Not so far this year. My poor onions wound up getting crowded by grass. I think they'll still make, but they're not going to be very big, I'm pretty sure. But it's all right. I'm loving all the flowers back there. I do have sunflowers planted back behind them, but they got so caught up in the weeds that I don't think that they're going to make very tall ones. But I do have a couple out here that are tall, and they'll be pretty. And I have a lot of Gloriosa daisy that's coming up just from seed from previous years. And so I'm super happy about that. And here is my cabbage. I have different types of cabbage so that they would get ready at different times. Like these ones here, they need to be taken out because they're starting to split. You can kind of see there on the top that that one's starting to split. So I need to get these in the house and get them in the refrigerator, and eventually I plan to make sauerkraut with them. You can see down here, these ones are looking really good too, but they're a different variety, so they're a little bit behind. I kind of planned it that way so I'm not getting a ton of cabbage all at one time. And I explained in the last video, the reason I have the netting over it is to keep the cabbage worms out, and it works really good. I have a few little bite holes in a couple of the leaves, but nothing bad at all. So that has worked very well for the last few years. I have a little bit of corn here. I didn't plant very much. It just takes up a lot of space. Got some marigolds here. And you see my garlic here and over here. It is ready. Usually when 3 or 4 of the bottom leaves start browning, it means it's time to harvest. And these are definitely ready to harvest. So I will be probably pulling these out in the next day or two. And we have a few climbers on our little makeshift teepee here. And of course our strawberries are all done. Our fruit trees are not doing great. We never did get them fertilized, and they do have bugs this year. So unfortunately, we probably won't get much harvest out of them. And here are the grapes. They are doing so well. And see all the little grapes. And then going under here, you can see many little grapes. It won't be long and they will be purple because these are Concord. If you look up in there, you'll see a robin's nest. The mother bird screamed at me whenever I came down here one day, and I looked around because I knew there had to be a nest somewhere, and sure enough, there it is, right in with the grapes. I'm so enjoying these grapes. And it seems like they're growing so fast. And we do have sunflowers planted all the way around the garden, so that'll be pretty whenever they bloom. And take a look at these blackberries. We have loads and loads of blackberries. They're so heavy that they're falling to the ground. I need to get down here and get them picked. The rest of these are those everbearer raspberries, and we cut them to the ground so they won't bloom until fall. And then up here we have the summer bearing raspberries, and they're producing right now. The heat has been rough on them though. What I've noticed with these summer bearing raspberries, they are a lot softer. They kind of fall apart really easy. They're not as firm of a raspberry, but they have such a good flavor. And I just mash them anyhow, and they're so good. And in here I just have different types of flowers. I had such a pretty hollyhock. I wish I could have got this video done sooner because it was like a powder puff hollyhock, I think is what they called it. It was so pretty, and it was kind of a salmon color. My oregano needs to be cut way back. And then I have the comfrey here, and that needs to be cut back. And lavender, and I got chives down here. And I got the rhubarb here. And here's the irrigation setup that I showed in another video. We probably wouldn't even have a garden this year if it wasn't for this water system, because I just didn't have the time to be down here watering every single thing. I put up this little windmill down here, and I just think it's so cute. And I planted calendula under it, and Tithonia or Tithonian sunflowers. It's a Mexican sunflower. I can't remember exactly what the name of it was, but it looks like it's blooming. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. I love how vibrant they are. And I have some cut flowers over there. It's a mess over there. The weeds just took off, but eventually I'll get to that. I'll show you the apples. They're getting worms. I have a tomato plant coming up in my compost pile. And there's the potatoes. They need to be dug. They're done for. So I have a lot of harvesting that needs to happen in the next few days. And we had issues with bugs on that too. And again, I didn't get down here to get them picked off. Without using sprays, you either have to pick them off or just deal with them. And then I have my herbs up here, and the reason I have them in small raised beds is because they will spread like crazy. Just a short time ago, I did a video on harvesting peppermint. Well, take a look at how big this peppermint is already. And I pretty much scalped it last time. And it's already getting to the point where I really need to do something with it if I'm going to save them. And this is mint mojito. I think that's what's in both of these. And then over here I have spearmint. It got choked out by weeds about a month ago, and so I got it all cleaned out, and so they were struggling a little bit, but they're still doing good, and I'm sure they'll be just fine. I don't know if you remember the robin's nest from earlier this year when we had a robin in there. I just kept it because I think it's really cute on there. And here's my watermelon. I think these were called something crimson. I can't remember for sure, but I do have a couple decent sized watermelons coming on. And I gotta show you a little baby. There's a little baby down in here. Well, there you have it, our end of July garden tour. I hope that this inspired you to get out and give gardening a try, because it is so rewarding. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope that you found inspiration in something that I showed you. Gardening can be a lot of fun. It can also be exhausting. As you saw by the video, not everything's going to be perfect, and it's okay. I have a hard time with that sometimes. You want every weed gone and everything perfect, but in reality, if you have a life beyond gardening, it's probably not going to be that way. And you know what? That's okay. Every year I learn more, and every year my garden is a little bit better. I don't know what there is about gardening, but it brings so much joy. And it's not just me. I hear this all the time. People that have never gardened and they give it a try, and they're hooked because there's just something so special about growing something yourself. Seeing the little baby watermelons and the little peppers, and watching them mature into big, beautiful fruits and vegetables. Gardening is a lot of work, but it is so worth it. If you enjoy content like this, please click subscribe, and that way you can join me here again next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.